We have 5,800 or so acres of switchgrass growing, and we're producing this feedstock for the biorefinery. The biorefinery in Vonors, they started with corn cob to adjust the system, maximizing everything, but then they will switch to switchgrass. So the main feedstock for the biorefinery will be switchgrass.
Okay. About how much is produced of that?
In terms of
Just
what?
each term, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's something for Sam or Jennifer. They will know exactly the numbers. Okay. It's changing each year depending of the year of planting and the weather. So we have yield changing a lot. Not a lot, but it's changing. So I don't have the updated data. So that's something that Jennifer can give you.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. And what new can you tell me about all this?
Well, like we said, we have a biorefinery here. It's a pilot scale, so they are now at this point we are looking into optimization of the process and tweaking and things like that. But at the university, we're still at the research level looking into new products. So we are looking into, instead of just making fuels from the lignocellulosic feedstock such as switchgrass, we're looking into making chemicals and products also. So, which means we have to look into fractionation of the biomass. Instead of just looking for the sugars or the cellulose component, we're looking into the lignin component, the sugars. So we try to separate all components in order to utilize them. So it's about optimization of the utilization of the biomass. So not making just fuels, but also chemicals and products.
Okay, what type of chemicals and products would these be used for?
Well, some like from the sugars, if we're looking into the feedstock, they are going to be at the level gram basically, so they can be used for all kind of different chemicals. So I'm not going to give you a list of them because there are a lot, but it's like exactly like we're mimicking the petroleum industry. Okay. So basically you have fuels, but you have chemicals and polymers and all kind of products out of the petroleum feedstock itself. So we're trying to do exactly the same thing. From the lignin, for example, which is one of the major component of the biomass, we're looking for carbon fibers, so making carbon fibers from the lignin fraction.
So in the future, is it possible that we could switch over to purely ethanol?
I'm hoping, yes. Well, actually, it's ethanol is one option, but we are looking at different fuels, such as butanol. We've been talking a lot about ethanol, but in fact, USDA, for example, last year was requesting proposals only related to advanced fuels, which ethanol is not part of it. So I'm sure that I'm hoping that in the future we will be able to switch to a more renewable energy. It could be ethanol, but it will be also other fuels such as butanol and others advanced fuels.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you would like to say about any of this?
No, we really believe that it's important to consider the whole system. Instead of just looking after sugars, we should look into the utilization of the whole biomass, and also considering the soil aspect, the water aspect, the environment where we're growing this feedstock. So we have a sustainable approach, and so we could produce what we need but also preserve what we have, and so at the end we have a more, like I said, sustainable fuel and chemicals and products.
Okay, so in 2010 we began our third annual switchgrass harvest, and we recently completed that here in early February of 2011. We've had very, very good yields. Some of our fields are exceeding 9 tons per acre. And so the biomass production side of things for the cellulosic ethanol industry here in Tennessee is going quite well. We right now have 61 farmers growing 5,100 acres of switchgrass in our program. The biorefinery itself is operating according to plan and schedule. Everything has gone very well there. The facility is still operating on corn cob and stover, which has been the plan, and we expect them to begin entering switchgrass into the process sometime this summer, and then gradually convert the entire plant to switchgrass after that. We continue to move forward with our partners working on commercial projects and developing things on that end as well, so we feel very, very positive about things moving forward. We also recently began construction of our Biomass Innovation Park directly behind the biorefinery in Von Orr. That park will be a processing and handling facility so that it can process, meaning store, grind, pre-process different types of biomass, switchgrass, wood, sorghum, for example, down to the form needed for different biomass users. So for the biorefinery, we have to do a relatively fine grind of switchgrass, so we go from bale form in the field to a very fine chopped switchgrass going into the facility. So our Biomass Innovation Park will be able to process at the outset about 50,000 tons a year of biomass. It includes an office building, some biomass demonstration plots, and then as well as some space for demonstrating new technologies, maybe gasification, some other technologies that we've been working with. So we're pretty excited about the progress that's being made in Von Orr, not only from the biomass production side, but all the way through processing and conversion to a liquid biofuel.